Casting directors do not always do a good job, and sometimes actors fail miserably in choosing the characters as well. Result, the performance of the actor potentially brings down the whole movie. Okay, maybe I should not be that ruthless. However, this drums up quite a lot of hype in the media, which helps the film's financial success. But critics and viewers don't usually forgive these miscasting. Welcome back to Unlimited Movies. In today's video, I'll be revealing our hand-picked list of the 10 actresses who played the wrong roles. But before we hit the gas, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're new here. Alright, now sit back, relax, and fasten your seatbelts. We're going to begin. Number 10. Kristen Stewart in Snow White and the Huntsman. We love her in Twilight. No one but her can play Bella's role so beautifully that the entire Twilight fandom feels like she did justice to the epic novel. But in Snow White? Not so much. The story gave a feminist perspective to the folktale, but as the critics pointed out, Kristen failed in portraying the character properly. The character goes through a lot, as you might know from the original story. The same goes for this adaptation as well. Snow White in this movie is not just a frail little girl who has to live with 7 strangers, but also actively tries to put an end to her misery. That's a lot to portray on the screen, but Kristen failed at that. The critics said she is laughably bad, alternating between 2 facial expressions with her mouth half open. Number 9. Sofia Coppola in The Godfather. Next up, Sofia Coppola. Winona Ryder was unable to act in the role of Mary Corleone, and Sofia Coppola replaced her. Director Francis Ford Coppola was rather forced to make this hasty decision and went on casting his own daughter. It's not just about Mary looking different from the other 2 movies. There was no chemistry between Mary and Vincent at all. Sophia had little acting experience and hence failed to make it up to the mark of Winona Ryder. On top of that, her character was killed in a scene that looked ridiculous and unconvincing. This unfortunately made the character arc of Mary Corleone end abruptly, leaving the audience in bitter taste. This was ridiculed by the critics and fans. This was the last film of the trilogy and reviewed as the most unappealing among the rest. So Sophia received harsh criticism, not only for her acting, but also for the way the role came to an end. Number 8. Anne Hathaway in One Day. David Nichols' One Day was a story about 2 people falling in and out of love and generally experiencing life. The book covers a big part of the characters' lives, spanning around 20 years. However, when made into a movie, it just failed in paying attention to the original story. The director and casting director felt it's necessary to mold Anne Hathaway according to society's expectations. In the story, Anne Hathaway's character, Emma Morley, was described as an insecure, introvert girl with a few extra pounds, freckles, and pimples. But in the movie, Anne Hathaway was literally the opposite of what Davis wrote in his novel. They tried to make it up by giving her character a spectacle, but that couldn't help them from the book enthusiasts blaming the director and actors for destroying the authenticity and naturality of the character Emma, as well as the book. Mainstream media, especially movies, creates physical stereotypes that are unachievable for normal people. These societal standards put a lot of unhealthy pressure on every other woman who is not a 34 by 26 by 34. It is a pity when directors have to model the actor according to these measures, despite the original character being someone who does not adhere to any of these unrealistic patriarchal standards. Number 7. Jennifer Lawrence in Mystique. We were all in awe of Jennifer Lawrence at some point in our lives. But even this 3 times Oscar-winning actress couldn't save the highly unrealistic character with over-the-top makeup from Doomsday. She played Mystique in 4 movies: X-Men First Class, X-Men Days of Future Past, X-Men Apocalypse, and X-Men Dark Phoenix. Since Lawrence replaced Rebecca, that had an impact on the performance, for she didn't initially get much time to get absorbed into the character. This one reviewer said, Jennifer Lawrence's Mystique is a rehash of Katniss, but crash-landed in the X-Men world, a symbol of peace and hope, a mockingjay of the mutants. In one of the movies, when Mystique was giving a speech, some claim that she appeared like a child who was trying to fake their deep voice to look like an adult. Ouch. Number 6. Emma Stone in Aloha. Cultural appropriation is a serious accusation. It has far surpassed the academic realm and is being used in everyday life, because whenever that happens, those in the privileged position benefit from it. How do you address it when an underprivileged culture is whitewashed? Quite similarly, the 2015 movie Aloha, starring Emma Stone and Bradley Cooper, is a classic example of this. The character, originally from whom Cameron Crowe got the inspiration to make this movie, was Hawaiian and Chinese. Yeah, the character Emma Stone played was supposed to be a Hawaiian Chinese woman. Nothing remotely similar to a green-eyed white woman, huh? I wonder why the director didn't see this. Anyway, the movie, director, and the actor received severe criticism, after which they were made to apologize for not taking the cultural aspect of the character seriously. Number 5. Kate Bosworth in Superman Returns. Next, I have Kate Bosworth. With Superman Returns in 2006 came the return of a Daily Planet's hard-hitting reporter, Lois Lane. While standing up as the leading lady in a blockbuster that featured the Man of Steel was a daunting task, a headstrong portrayal and some solid on-screen chemistry would have been enough to overcome the odds. Unfortunately, Kate Bosworth fell short on both fronts, leaving many viewers wondering just what the casting directors were thinking. Controversy surrounded the decision early when fans complained that the 22-year-old actress was too young for the part beyond her age. She also lacks the spark of Superman's girlfriend, intent on blending in with the rest of the cast as a side character rather than taking any initiative. Obviously, more thought could have gone into the script to give the actress more to work with, but nothing was going to cover up for the fact that the actress was simply out of her element. Number 4. Jennifer Garner in Elektra. Elektra is a standout among comic book heroines. As a ninja assassin with ties to the mystical supervillain organization, she crosses the line between hero and villain seamlessly. It's hard to figure out why Garner was so bad at portraying this awesome character in the previously mentioned Daredevil. As a fighter who possesses a challenge for the incredible, formidable Matt Murdock, Jennifer Garner comes out too nice for the part. Her wholesome appearance should have been a key indicator that someone else would have been better suited for the part. It's not that the actress couldn't pull off being the action hero. She proved otherwise in the television series Alias, but rather, she simply didn't have the cynicism that should have accompanied her character. All of the blame of Daredevil and Elektra may not have rested on Garner's shoulders, but her girl-next-door portrayal didn't do her any favors. Number 3. Shailene Woodley in The Secret Life of the American Teenager. Shailene Woodley portrayed Amy on The Secret Life of the American Teenager for 5 years. She was on this list for slightly different reasons. Sure, she was wrongly cast, but the character was problematic as well. Listen to what the actor herself said about this. Towards the end, morally, the things that we were preaching on that show weren't aligned with my own integrity, she said. So this was a bit hard to show up to work every day, knowing that we were going to project all of these themes to thousands, millions of young adults across the country, when in fact, they weren't what I would like to be sending out. This is pretty rough, huh? It's quite natural for any actor not to be able to associate oneself with the character they're playing. It's part of growing as a human being, but feeling a total disconnection from the character, as Shailene felt, is different. It shows how, although the person playing the character, along with the society, has progressed, the script has been stagnant. This does not pay justice to neither the actors nor the character arc. It was in fact visible that she wasn't comfortable with the role at all. Otherwise, a good actor spoiled the character. Number 2. Angelina Jolie in A Mighty Heart. Another example of not giving attention to the cultural details of her character. Hollywood is the last place you would want to go looking for cultural representation. There is a significant change coming in, however, it's not good enough. A Mighty Heart, the film adaptation of Maureen Pearl's memoir of the same title, saw Jolie in the lead role. The film's real-life subject, Pearl, is a French woman born to a Dutch father and a Cuban mother. Jolie has some pretty good movies in her discography, but some huge mistakes as well. Number 1. Katharine Hepburn in Dragon Seed. Finally, I have Katharine Hepburn. Apparently, ignoring the cultural aspect of the character is not new for Hollywood. 1944's Dragon Seed, a drama about tensions between China and Japan during the Second Sino-Japanese War, saw Hepburn play the role of a Chinese woman named Jade Tan. Crazy, right? And with that, we've reached the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to drop a like on this video. Also, subscribe to our channel, Unlimited Movies, and turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on our latest videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.